All right, this is Chaotic Crypto. This is where we defy tyranny. Here's what we got going on. We got crypto dipping pretty hard, 16,500 right now. The holidays, more or less, just kind of had us going sideways. Very, very low volatility. I haven't seen this kind of low volatility in quite some time. And we are getting a breakdown right now, which is a bit concerning. You know, on the 4-hour, we're seeing exhaustion on both RSIs. So it's possible that we just kind of drift bottom. Maybe get another wick down and come back on up. Just judging on the 4-hour, that does seem a little bit exhausted. Take a look at the daily. Daily Stow could go down. Doesn't really crowd to me one way or another. And there is room to go down on there as well. More or less, I'm just really kind of unimpressed with the price action. But on the larger scales, I mean, these are great opportunities for accumulation. We haven't been this oversold per market structure ever in Bitcoin's history. We might go down. I mean, worst case scenario, being that the tech stocks and the stock market is just being wrecked right now, more than likely because of tax loss harvesting. So say if you made, you could tax loss harvest $3,000 without any profit taking throughout your whole year. So if you lost $3,000 in stocks, you could write that off on your taxes. Anything after that, I do believe, could go towards any profits you made. So if you made $3,000, you could write that off. And let's say if you, so you kind of get it. Anyway, you probably want to talk to a tax advisor type of thing about that. But that's what's going on. At the end of the year, people will tax loss harvest and take profits and try to readjust things. MicroStrategy today, Michael Saylor, he sold. He did a tax loss harvesting type of thing. He sold Bitcoin, but he also bought back in. You can look that up. I think Altcoin Daily and BitBoy talked about that a little bit today as well. But just overall, I mean, even if we go down a little bit, 2023, this is not my projection. This is what I think is going to happen. And we could rip up higher and we could go lower. It could be just a really slow, boring accumulation. But we're in this, falling wedge pattern. These are very bullish. I mean, we've been falling without any real relief rally all year. 2022 has been absolutely awful, as many of you know. And it's time to look ahead. I mean, once 2023 is here, I think people are going to start looking into some kind of positivity in the world, and maybe Ukraine comes to an end, and maybe, people are looking at the halving, people are going to just, all the exchanges that have gone down, Voyager, Celsius, FTX, and then everything else, just the contagion has been worked out, and it's just we're going to be able to rebuild, and it's going to be a beautiful thing once we get out there. Yeah, this is kind of my projection. I think 120K in a couple of years, but we shall see. We shall see. But these are the times, like build in these times, like Cardano, ADA. Like I am just so bullish on Cardano. I love them. Charles Hoskinson is killing it. Right now, I mean, the alts might continue to get kind of wrecked right now. Bitcoin dominance is on the rise. I believe I had. Let's see if I can find it. This is the Dixie, the U.S. dollar. The U.S. dollar is topped and it's aggressively being sold off. We might get a little pump up, and with that pump up, a drop, another drop in the stock market, and Bitcoin could be in the cards there. So just be wary on that front. I believe I had a Bitcoin dominance ticker on here. Maybe I didn't, but anyway, Bitcoin dominance has been going up. So that's Bitcoin relative to all other altcoins. So the altcoins might bleed a bit more right now in relative value to Bitcoin. So you're better off being in Bitcoin, say, right now, generally. But, what will happen is Bitcoin also will rip. And then after it rips, maybe Ethereum and some of the other altcoins will rip after that. Just kind of a cascading effect down. But, we're getting a pretty nice jolt down right now, aren't we? And this is the Coinbase chart. And this is kind of like, to me, this marks really, really solid bottoms generally. Anytime there's a big volume spike, these are all represented with these little, I think I had it kind of looked like that before. Anyway, anytime there's a volume spike, it kind of marks a bottom, trend reversal, and this is the biggest volume spike we've ever had. So it's very, very likely we start moving up. And the price target, for this wedge, this falling wedge, falling wedges always come back up to meet their origin. So you look there, you're looking at 60,000 right there. That's incredible, right? So something to think about. We'll see what happens. Just going to find my other chart here. And I have a new computer. Compliments to Santa Claus, and it's absolutely amazing. Still getting used to it, but I'll be able to do some more editing and kind of square things away a little bit better. But yeah, we're dropping as we speak. 16,496. We really want to hold above 16,300, 16,200. Really want to hold 16K. Period. I think we will, but if the stock market does crash, it's going to take Bitcoin with it. But I think I'm just not feeling that. Tesla is like getting completely rocked, and Apple probably will continue to get rocked as well. But it's down 70%. How much more is going to go? What's interesting is Tesla is getting completely tore up, and Bitcoin really is just down 1%. So that's saying something. I think the end of the bloodshed is coming, and the Fed, they haven't mentioned a pivot. That's what everyone's waiting for, but they've already reduced 50% instead of 75, or 0.5% instead of 0.75, indicating that could be the top of their interest rate hiking. So they're going to start hiking back down, more than likely, or they'll at least kind of ease on the brakes, and they may even ease on faster than we think, depending on everything, right? But 2023, it's hard to imagine that it could be worse than 2022. So let's hope that it is. If it gets worse, then Jesus, that sucks, right? Anyway, the whole market's getting wrecked right now. But I'm setting my sights heavily on projects that have been around for a while. Decentralized finance in particular is going to be a very big topic. I think that's going to be a big marker for this next cycle. No one's going to trust these centralized companies as much. So decentralized finance, decentralized applications, decentralized exchanges like Uniswap. GMX is another one I want to look at. DYDX. They have exchange tokens that I think will probably be very bullish. Looking into those, but I'm just looking down the list. Tezos, XRP, if you have it, I think that lawsuit is going to get resolved. I think that could be very bullish, a very bullish catalyst. Hell, that could be the catalyst that propels us up into this range that I really think we're going to get to the 23 to 27, 28K range in the next spring at the latest, but it could be sooner. Tron has actually been holding up surprisingly well. It really hasn't. I will say it is making a descending triangle, so it is possible that it will get pretty rocked here soon. And that would, if this happens, it's not a very clean descending triangle, but if that happens, it could get ugly. But I was just looking at this chart not too long ago. Price range. So if it does this move, it could be very ugly. But it could retest this previous layer, this round down here, somewhere in here. Make that red. Well, actually, that should make that green. But, and this should be red. I generally like to make my bearish patterns red for bears and bullish green for bulls, right? This just makes sense. Anyways, VE Chain had some, I think, some news about it. I mean, this thing has been getting rocked. And a lot of these patterns, a lot of cryptos are making the same pattern. Where is this? There we go. Right back to this bullish pattern. So a falling wedge is bullish, and it's very rudimentary. I'm just kind of giving it a volume. Volume is also descending. Volume is the amount of buying and selling going on, and that's interesting. I mean, very likely we're going to have a push up out of this thing. I think that just makes sense to me. Just going to go down a couple of just cryptos. Let's look at Uniswap. See, Uniswap's actually already broken out of its sort of wedge. Maybe this was a leading indicator, very possibly. So what will happen a lot of the times, certain cryptos, especially fundamental cryptos, there'll always be themes going on every 3 to 6 months. There'll be a theme of DeFi, a theme of NFTs, a theme of Bitcoin's gold, whatever. There's themes, and these themes often will get they'll get prefaced by certain coins or certain applications. And this is Uniswap, which is the decentralized finance theme. So maybe it's already broken out and it's going to start rocking. I think looks like a good accumulation zone. I mean, Zill is one I really love, but I'm kind of getting concerned for it because it's just this chart's kind of messy. So when here's an example of what a descending, a falling wedge is capable of doing, and it actually followed it perfectly, didn't it? So if I can get this thing to go, it's a messy one, but it's the same principle. And generally, the price target of a falling wedge is the back and the top. There's completion of that pattern, and I really thought that it would have held up better than that, but not looking too good. So it's kind of like a false breakout on the longer term. So if you just take that out of the equation, it looks a little bit ugly. But a lot of times these things will fake out and then squirt back up, right? That's what we hope. If it starts breaking down low, if it starts breaking down here, if it starts coming down into to these levels, especially even further than that, let's say if the coin breaks a level like that. And Zilliqa's been around for a little while, 2019. I think it's been around longer than that, but it's just something to look at if you have these cryptos in your portfolio. Look at the charts, and if they're breaking their previous lows, especially from last bear market, they're probably dead. Just probably get out. I even have that problem myself. Like, ontology is one I really love, and it just doesn't want to. I think I have it on here somewhere. I'll take a look at it. But here's Theta Token. They specialize in audio streaming, video streaming, assisting in that process. I don't know. It's a technology that's supposed to help web browsing. It's a Web3 application, but it's just on its steady down. I don't see any really good patterns here. But this is also another. It's an example of a descending triangle pattern, which is bearish, and it very much played it out. And when you have a descending triangle pattern, take the top to the bottom. That went too far. Sorry. Why is it doing that? Please stop. Still getting used to this computer. It's rudimentary, but yeah, see, like, it's completed the pattern. I'm pretty bullish on it, but I don't see any bullish catalysts or anything. It's just kind of a dwindling thing. If we can start getting some bullish pressure, that'd be great, but we'll see. Litecoin has been the talk of the town lately. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's been around for a good while. I forget. I think it's older than 2016, but that's where it is on this chart. I mean, it's holding up. I mean, you can debate that it's the silver to Bitcoin's gold, but it doesn't really. It didn't really perform very well last cycle, but maybe on a larger pattern here. Let's see. Let's think. This is a big. It's only a big pattern, but if you wanted to get ultra bullish here on a 3 to 5 year time horizon, it's possible that go up here and break out. Let's see if this was going to be a ascending triangle pattern. Let's see. The target, and I hope this is helping. This is a trading view that I'm using. It's free to use. You can pay more for the indicators, but I have it for free, and it does great for me. I also use Crypto Watch, which I'll click on that too here shortly. It's very rudimentary, but if it was to break out of there in the next couple, cycle or two, I mean, you're looking at $10,000 Litecoin. I don't see that happening too soon. This is 29, so that's a 10-year, 7. It's 2 cycles down the road. It's more likely this next cycle it'll come up and tag up here, and then come back down, tag again, and then go for that cycle high. Something like that. It's very chart patterning, analysis, geometry. I was really good at geometry in school, so I feel like that's why I'm kind of into this stuff. Crypto Fear and Greed Index is a little bit concerning because it keeps on printing these kind of high 28 and almost 30. It's like we're 16,500 and we're getting 30, just regular fear. We should be in extreme fear. So that's like the one thing that I'm like, if we get another down to the 12 to 14K level, that would scare the pants out of everybody, but I don't know. We're just so just blah. I prefer that we just go sideways for a little longer. I mean, we've been in this level for over a year, or in this, I mean, it's just since April, May, I mean, 9 months of just really low fear, low greed, high fear. So, and ICP is coming back. I've noticed BitBoy Crypto is pumping that. Atom is one of my best performing cryptos so far this bear market. Kyber Crystal Network, Kyber, yes, KCS. Kyber Crystal Network I have some crypto on there, and that's a decentralized wallet and exchange, and I think they're going to do very well next cycle. They've been around for a while. Near I think that's got some potential out there. Yeah, sorry. A little bit sick, maybe. Anyways, I think ultimately it doesn't really matter what crypto does right now. The next couple months are going to be just prime for getting in this thing. Very prime. Let's take a look at the chart just one more time. Just wanted to see. Yeah, there we go. I mean, we still have the bullish divergence is playing out. We're retesting. We retested this level, bounced off of it. It's just very likely to me that we're going to start making. We're going to start going like this, down, on up, and that's going to be bullish activity over the next, year, 2 years. It's going to go on for a while, but that's just very likely how it's going to run, and it might rip hard. So just be ready for anything that can happen. The RSI is a volume indicator. It's just showing you that there's going to be more activity on the chain, right? And if the chain's so low in activity now, it would have to be buying activity, right? I mean, I guess if we start having crazy low but selling volume, yeah, that would break all structure, and Bitcoin would die, and cryptocurrency would die. We don't want that. We definitely do not want that. Crypto's been around 13, 14 years. I think it's here to stay. Blockchain is going to do a lot of good things for humanity. I'm a big advocate. Cardano, Ethereum, Link. I'm really big on Cardano. I'm going to start researching that a little bit more. Just make sure if you do have some of these, it's probably better to stake at least portions of it. You're getting 5 to 10%, for staking your cryptos. So something to be looking at. I use Atomic Wallet and Exodus Wallet in particular. Great wallets. Not your keys, not your crypto. We've learned that this year. These exchanges screwed us pretty hard. I had money on Voyager and Celsius, and I'm still waiting to get my money back while lawyers and people are playing around with my money. Like, give me my money back. It's just so messed up. It's so wrong on so many levels. So, anyways, we'll check back in. We'll see what happens with these prices. Hopefully, they hold up a little bit better. I think maybe another little dip. If I had to guess, maybe another dip down to 14K or something. If the stock markets go down, that dip down to 14K might not happen for a couple more weeks. But the way 2022 has been, it's just better to just get it over with. But maybe we just go sideways, anger everybody. All right. Well, thanks for checking in. Please hit the likes, subscribe, and tell your friends. Check my channel out. Leave a comment, suggestions, anything you may have. And we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.